Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of GreenTalkies, where we talk with different people about sustainability. Today, we have Jefferson with us, and he's initiating this project, or he is a part of this project called Project Green Surroundings, Clean Surroundings.
Yeah,
I'm
Project
sorry,
Green Surrounding.
Project Clean Surroundings, and we would like to have a discussion with him about how these ideas of sustainability came to him and how he wishes to continue this forward. So Jefferson, thank you so much for giving us time for this session. And you first let us know what is this project about.
Well, you see, when I first started this project, I never dreamed big about it or I never thought anything big about it. All I was thinking is just to clean our own surrounding. So now I can probably say that Project Clean Surrounding because this is my surrounding just outside here. It's clean, it's my surrounding. With that in mind, if my neighbor does the same, the other neighbor does the same, that area becomes clean. When that area becomes clean, the locality becomes clean. I want it to multiply. So if the locality becomes clean, the entire area of like Mukra becomes clean and so on and so forth. This is the thought that I want to imbibe on people. So it started small. It started like with me alone initially, and then after that, like people do join in. So now we have three permanent members and we have six volunteers. Most of them, well, they are under recovery, like me, a recovering alcoholic. So we are doing the work every day. We go to places where people, scatter all these plastics and alcohol bottles or any glass bottles for that matter, or some of the waste that can be recycled. So this is what we do, and then the money that we get from here, we do pay our volunteers, which is not enough. In fact, I still have to take out from my pocket, and then sometimes we do get extra money, and then that also is not enough for anything except to put it into some another activity which we have. It's called Project Clean Growing, where we grow our own vegetables without any pesticides. So yeah, so that is what the project is all about, and we hope that in the days to come, where this project becomes a sort of a movement, because a movement or a revolution, it never stops. So we hope that it will continue maybe after me, my children, and in fact, talking about children, I like cleanliness. I used to clean things as a kid, but then like because of my son's football match, it is from there that all this intensive way of cleanliness came up, where volunteers are there, where some we have a board of management is there. But well, again, it's all contributions of ideas. So we are looking forward for further improvement. Your suggestions, your word of advice are very important. So yeah, at the moment it's just there only 3 years that we have started, and we have collected more than 100 tons of dry waste.
100
1 lakh
tons.
kilos, 1,000 kilo is 1 ton.
Yeah.
So we have collected more than 100 tons of dry waste since 2017 till date. Now it's 1 lakh something. It's there in my report. I've written it inside.
That's huge, and it's amazing because, as you said, it should be from one surrounding. It's not setting up huge goals before, but to go one step at a time,
Yes,
and then
yes.
see how that snowballs into a larger movement.
Yeah.
That is, I think, is the biggest call of the hours, and in one lakh ton, or 1 lakh kilo. That's huge, So that shows that what you're doing is creating a positive impact on the environment. But tell me something. Why did you choose this particular field of sustainability? Why collecting waste? Because as you were saying before, you have studied law. You have also studied outside. So with all this thing, like why go to the field of collecting waste?
You see, my studies, of course, I've studied in Delhi. I passed out my graduation from Bangalore. And then in Delhi, I was doing law. And then in Pune, I was doing theological studies. We can study anywhere. Why I choose this field? We can study anywhere. It just gives us knowledge. But when you use that knowledge in cleanliness, That is called wisdom. Because you see, like when God, when God, when God was like sent us to the earth, He expects us to be good stewards of cleanliness, to clean the earth, to maintain it, not to throw things around. Because God created this world because He loved the world and He loves us, the people whom He has kept. But it's we who are careless. So unless it begins from you and me, we talk so much about Swachh Bharat, this and that. Where's that Swachh Bharat? We don't see. But then, unless it begins from you and me, it will not. I mean, it will not land up anywhere. And why I choose this is because I care for my children. When they grow up, I don't want them to grow on top of plastics, on top of trash. So I want them to grow up in a better world. In fact, I'm constructing a house, and so far it's pending because I'm waiting for the materials that I get from the streets, from here and there. I recycle them and turn into something beautiful. It's just like let me give you an example here. Like I told you, I was an alcoholic. But then when no more alcohol in me, I can do something better. So something you people may consider it as a waste. We may consider it as a waste. But you haven't really tried that thing somewhere where it can be made use of. So this is the example, this is the message that I want to send across. And by the way, picking up trash, cleaning this in front of the world, it may look very small, but you are doing some great things in the eyes of God.
I completely agree. And true, it's like one person's waste is another person's resource,
Treasure. Yeah.
treasure. And we have to just have a different lookout to understand and identify how to reutilize a waste, someone who has discarded it as waste, into something which can be resourceful. So creating economy, that again creates economy, creates jobs.
Yes.
So on a longer term, I can see how that can lead to more employment, which is also another need of the hour because people need financial support. There needs to be a financial stability for a lot of people. So amazing. And now, apart from the waste, you also said that you are engaged in growing plants, trees, and composting. So tell us something about that also.
Well, trees so far, like because we care about our surrounding, it's useless to have a clean surrounding without clean air. So that concept came in where wherever we go and clean, if it's a public place, we do plant trees. And recently during Independence Day, people, they celebrated Independence Day by saluting the flag, which is very good. We respect our nation. But how about celebrating something good by planting trees and it remains there in your memories, in the memories of your children. So we are concerned about not only clean surrounding but green surrounding. And yes, composting because you see, um, almost why there's so much cases of cancer and so many new sicknesses that have come out. We don't know why, but and in fact, I'm not a scientific person to explain on that. But just using the common sense, because the food that we eat, the vegetables that we eat, the fruits, mostly they contain, I believe, me myself, I believe in that, or maybe others also, they contain pesticides. Pesticides are what? Chemicals. So I go in for organic. So organic through the waste that we have from home, like the wet waste, the rice, the vegetable peels, the fruit covers and all that. Compost it in a pit. We mix it with salt, sometimes with this jaggery, so that it won't smell. And if it tends to smell, cover up with the soil a little bit to prevent that smell. And then we make use of the waste again to give you something healthy.
Exactly.
It's just a simple logic. It's just a simple logic.
Exactly. I mean, that is so much better than compared to a lot of this practice where people actually tie the organic waste inside plastic bags and then they throw it. So what happens is the waste inside, because it is in plastic bag, it keeps on fermenting. It starts rotting and
Yes.
emits even worse smell, and animals eat that, and then they have plastic inside their bodies. The cows and all, they have so much examples of that happening all over the country. Cows eating plastic because they can smell the food and they eat the food along with the plastic in it because they cannot separate. So it's so much better than to throw that waste and then instead of throwing it, compose that and make it into an organic manure.
Yeah. And in fact, if you talk about plastics, me personally, I feel plastics one such thing that has really helped us, if but the only thing is that, for example, now we go to the market, we get those carry bags now, rather than carry a bag from home. If you're lazy, so somehow you get. So plastics are very helpful, but it's how we use them after using them
Yeah,
that becomes harmful.
exactly.
Scatter them here and there, litter them here and there. So that's where it comes into the part where the animals will consume them and all that. Otherwise, I don't see any harm in plastic as such.
Thank you for mentioning that, because again, this is something I always strongly believe that it's not the import. Like, we cannot demonize the plastic, because
Yeah.
it has served and it does serve a lot of helpful purposes for us. But only the problem is how we use and or discard the plastic, single-use plastic. We use it and then throw it away. The thing is that we have to be more careful about that. There are many things like medical supplies that
Mm.
comes in plastic. We cannot replace plastic with what we have right now. There is no viable alternative that is both economical, cheap to be produced
Yeah.
in a mass or a large scale, like plastic can. So keeping the economy stable, we cannot replace plastic with anything else. So we have to be more careful with what we do after we use the plastic. As the bottle brick campaign is something that we do. We
Yeah.
put it inside bottle bricks, and then we use that as construction materials. So yes, exactly. And now, apart from these things, what do you think is the future in this aspect of work for anyone else who might be interested, who would like to work or who is already working? Where do you think we stand in terms of the future of this? Like, I think, do you think that the problem will just go wayward and escalate even further, or do you think that there is a hope that, probably in the near future or a few years down the line, there would be a slow change in the attitudes of people and we would be more sustainable and environmentally friendly?
Well, there are two aspects in this. The thing is that there's a hope for the future, but there's also no hope for the future. The hope for the future is, like I've mentioned earlier, is only if we know how to manage waste, then there's hope. But then again, when we don't know how to manage waste, there's no hope. But believing that, humanity will be awakened one day, like how it's awakened now by this corona, but some are still careless enough, of course. So believing that, the humanity will be awakened one day. So I have that hope that, this world will be a better place from the plastic point of view, the social, the crime, or the criminal, this point of view. I don't know about that, but since I'm involved in this field, so climatically, if we all take responsibility in making it mandatory for one family to plant one tree either in your compound, if you don't have a compound, in some public park or places, then we have the hope. Otherwise, if so much industry, so much development comes in, and then we don't care about nature, I don't see any bright future in that. Because what was that? Just crossed my mind just now. Um, Again, like what was that? Yeah, yeah. People will realize. I used to say it often. Will realize that they cannot eat money when there's no more single tree. Then, then if they realize that from now, I think it'll be good.
You just now said that it's about the concern for nature that has to develop. At the same time, in your work, apart from the concern for nature, you have also shown concern towards people. As you said, like, you have been employing people with like, who are recovering from alcohol addiction. Why do you think it is important to involve people and society into this picture, this broader picture of sustainability?
See, like the answer is there in the project itself. We collect the wasted things in order to become good. So, like, mostly in most cases, people consider alcoholics, especially those who sleep on the street, those who sit here and there, are useless, worthless people. But they haven't seen what is there in them. So, as we clean the environment, I want to clean them also by the grace of God. I cannot clean them. At the most, I can show them. So with that hope that they'll follow what I do, which they are doing, at least they don't drink the whole day, all night. There are still many of them who are still drinking 24 into 7, but that 24 into 7 is not there at the moment. So they've stopped the day drinking when they work with me. When they go home, what they do, I don't know. So I believe in these people, they just need some guidance because these are the rejects. When I was an alcoholic myself, many people have hated me. They never believe in me. And when they see me doing something now, rather than giving me encouragement, rather than giving me, their hands for, for hugging me or clapping, instead, I still face opposition in the forms of insults. But I've learned not to listen. I hear, but I've learned not to listen. Just do what you feel like doing, provided you know it's good, it's legal enough, believing that God will protect you. In spite of this coronavirus going on, my team, we are still working. We don't want any publicity. There are so many, where before Corona you'll see, okay, clean Shillong, do this, do that. And now they all disappeared. Apart from the municipal, there's no one else. We go side by side because we are registered with the municipal. So it is our duty. And I believe that God also protects us when we clean the environment, because dirt itself is sickness. So I believe God Himself is protecting us from this because maybe the earth, the environment where we live in, need us for the cleanliness of that particular area.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us the insights and your thoughts. I wish that what you said can propagate through the crowd and the audiences, and it gives hopes to people who also wants to pursue the same kind of work. And they might just be thinking that what can they do, even if they have the feeling and the intention to do that. Maybe what you do give them a direction, a sense of purpose in this work, and may what you do also bring about a bigger change in this world and this nature. One step at a time, baby steps. Yes, we all are taking baby steps, but I really wish you that you see the pinnacle of that success where we are living in the better world. Thank you so much, and thank you for being for watching this video. If you like what we do, and if you like our conversations, please do like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much.
Thank you.